It's the AFC North. It's the Ravens, the Bengals, the Browns, and the Steelers.
Oh my.
I would love to hear your thoughts. Let's start with the team that won the division last year, the Baltimore Ravens. You always have controversial opinions about the man who seems to lead that offense.
Yep, here we
Yeah.
go.
By the way, I'm doing really well. Thanks. Thank you, Dave, for asking. Really appreciate it. It's great to be here. Love to be a partner. 5-0. That's what we're gonna go. You introed everyone besides me. Actually, you introed everyone about how
That's
much
not
they
true.
fucking hate me.
No,
No,
that's
he
not
did.
true.
He introed you. He did.
No, that's not true at all. I said I'm here with my teammate, Mike Marcangelo. I said that.
I'm sorry. You gave everyone else a chance to speak besides me, so I'm feeling a little hurt right now.
Welcome to the show.
Mike, I've never known you to have a problem to carve out your time in that arena. To be honest with you, it's a credit to you.
The AFC North, the Baltimore Ravens. Obviously, the Ravens had they've ranked like the first in the league in rushing the last the last 3 years. They got Derrick Henry. Lamar Jackson is a regular season fucking beast. Like I said, he's the faster Dak Prescott. I have the Baltimore Ravens going 12-5.
Wow. Okay. I mean, yeah, it was a little bit more of a zag than I was expecting, considering your usual approach to the Baltimore Ravens. But then it was kind of funny because you ended on 12-5, so you're actually taking a game away from them, despite all the lists of improvements from their.
I think the division got better. Specifically, I think the Browns and the Bengals will be better this year than they were last year, as long as they're healthy.
Yeah, I actually took 2 games off them from last year, and it was purely on a strength of schedule logic train. Their fucking schedule is nightmarish. They play every team at the wrong time. they have to hope for like a lot of luck. There's some swings in their strength of schedule that's interdivisional because honestly, it's kind of hard to tell how good the Bengals are going to be. It's kind of hard to tell how good the Steelers are going to be, and it's kind of hard to tell how good the Browns are going to be. So like interdivisionally, but if you take them at their middle, all 3 of those teams, I think the Ravens are in for like a tough year. Additionally counts, right? Like I just think the end of like how you see the team go out the year before. I do think this is stuff we should be thinking about. I know we all forget over the dirge of summer, but you start to remember like, which part of the hill they died on their quest. And it was brutal. It was brutal for them last year. So it's not to say they're not still a powerhouse of a team with a lot of good skill players. They're a team that I backed hard in fantasy football for the regular season, despite the strength of schedule problems, because these are just guys that just put up fucking numbers all over the field last year. I got yelled at by the Yahoo grading system for drafting Zay Flowers. I was like, what? Like, I was like, shut up, Yahoo. I was like, drafting Zay Flowers is always a good idea.
He's nice.
Right.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Like, what are you talking about? So whatever.
BC alum right there.
That's right. That's right. So yeah, I mean, listen, it's a tough division to call. I'm 2 games down from you because I just think it gives us a little bit more wiggle room on the 1 game up, 1 game down, because I think that they're more likely to win 10 games than they are to win 13 games. I don't know how fair that is, but
so I'll settle on 11-6.
11-6, just for the wiggle room. You know what I mean? Like just for the wiggle room, because I've kind of like maybe overrated some other teams in this division too. So we'll see. Maybe you'll have to. I need you to talk me off a little bit of a high win ledge for a couple of teams in this division. But guys, what do you think of our opening call of 11-6 for the Ravens?
I think it's tough to take a couple wins away from a team that brought in maybe the best rusher that we've seen in the last 10 years. I mean, it depends on if they actually stick to it this year, though. Last year that was their undoing, is they went away from the rushing game when time mattered most. So, but
you're right that it's
the
thing that they did, that the way that they died. You're right that it's a very fixable problem. It's like maybe we don't have Lamar try to force a pass like he's Kobe Bryant in his farewell game, like in the fucking playoffs. Maybe we can just try to, just like he was just slinging. It's like this is not how you guys won all year. Just continue to do what you need to do, but. I agree with you. I mean, I just looked at that schedule and I couldn't find them. I couldn't find 13 wins.
Yeah, it's a brutal schedule.
Ray, so do you agree? Are we like essentially 2 down on the Ravens yet again?
I'm in the middle because when I did this prep thinking that I was AFC.
Thinking you were AFC.
Yeah. Hey, calm down. Get off the high horse, buddy. Well, I had him at 12-5 though. I just think that, just because of the adjustments, even though the challenge is there, I think you do lose a game just trying to figure it out how to maneuver. I think early on they have a little bit of a struggle, and then they'll catch fire as the season wanes. But yeah, I mean, listen, in theory, it should work to have a guy like Henry behind you. Obviously, Andrews and Likely and Flowers have to be healthy. You know, it's always the issue with health, right? That's that's for any team, but especially for them because they're not always deep at the skill positions. But yeah, so 12-5, I think is doable. Once again, you said 11-6. I mean, I still think that gets that division one, in my opinion. But who knows? Maybe because the expectations will be lower than there's ever been. Maybe they surprise some people come January. So we'll see.
All right, I want to talk about the Bengals next because at last show I said they had AIDS, and I still sort of think that they do. I think that there's a little bit of a large looming question mark over Joe Burrow's wrist. I don't like how they handled the sort of like news of that injury. Like they kept it very, 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 very quiet last season. There seems to be some dispute over if he should have played the amount that he played, et cetera, et cetera. I don't know what's going on internally over there. It's a very closed door situation, which historically almost always wigs me out for a team's prospects, to be honest with you, especially when it comes to injury. So I had the Bengals at 8-9 this season. They always historically start slow. And it's a tough division that they're playing in this year. And I'm really freaked out about Burrow's thing. Plus there's all that stuff with Chase. Like, I don't know what that's going to be. It's like all the ingredients. It's all the ingredients that you don't want in an offseason. Now, they might all turn out to be nothing burgers, but it's like all stuff you just don't want to hear, like bitching, wide receivers, mystery injuries, a team that historically starts slow. These are things that, like, you know, it's like if it was your team, wouldn't you be fucking terrified?
DK, I hear you. I understand what you're saying.
I'm only taking one game away from him from last year, just for the record.
Well, it's because Joe Burrow was out for like 8 games last year. So,
but that's what I'm saying. Are you sure he's going to be able to play 17 games?
Yes. Yes.
Have you seen their offensive line?
It's a little bit better. It's not much better, but it's a little better. Their defense is also better, which is why I want to give them more credit. I will also let you know that I've been operating my picks for the Bengals without even factoring in that Jamar Chase may not play the first couple of weeks. So
everyone seems to be getting on board. Like all the holdouts are like kind of coming down like dominoes.
He's the only one that hasn't so far.
So
right.
Yeah. So I mean, I think the left tackle for the Niners signed today. So you know, I think that was the last one, and like there wasn't a lot of them, like a lot more than I think last year it was like just Chris Jones. Everybody was like curious about what he was going to do, and then he missed the first game, signed, and then was a fucking beast. So it's like, all right, here we are. But you're right. I mean, he hasn't fucking signed yet. So like as of recording, it's hard for me to get him to double digits.
I had them at 11-6. You had them at 8-9. Can we just split it at? Can we please just go? I would love to lobby for 10-7, but I don't think it's going to happen. So can we do 9-8? Because it still accomplishes your goal of 8-9, and I think they're going to win 10 games.
Can we do like a quick exercise, just like a very, very quick exercise? Like we'll really rattle it out, okay?
Yeah.
I'm just gonna tell you all their opponents, and I need you to just say win or loss, and I'm gonna tally it to what you like, where you think they can get, because this is why I came out to 8 wins. But let's see what your opinion on it is. Patriots
win.
Sorry, I have to click my pen so it actually writes. Patriots win. Chiefs
loss.
Commanders
win.
Panthers
win.
Ravens
they'll split.
Yeah, but win. Yeah.
So win.
Okay, fine. One more win. That's okay. I couldn't find that one. Giants
win.
Browns
they'll split.
Eagles.
Oh, I think the Eagles could fall off the rail, so I'm gonna give them a win.
Okay, this is where we're differing. All right, Raiders
win.
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 Ravens, this is their split loss. Chargers
loss.
Steelers
win. Or still split. So
okay, I'll give it to them now. Cowboys
win.
You're such a dick. You're such a dick. You're such a fucking dick. Titans
win.
Jesus.
Browns, we already split. Broncos
win.
And Steelers, we already split. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. You have been winning 12 games. And I've been winning 8 games.
Yeah. So can we just?
Big
So let's
difference.
call it 10. So let's call it 10.
Let's call it 10.
Let's call it 10. We'll call it 10. I just it's the only fair thing to do, I suppose. Okay. 10-7. We had the Ravens. We agreed on 11-6. And now on to the Browns. I like the Browns. I like the Browns this year. It's not as dependent on Deshaun, we discovered, or Nick Chubb, we discovered last season. They're talented.
Yep.
Their defense is good as fuck. If Deshaun, it's all upside with Deshaun and Nick Chubb. If Nick Chubb can come back week 5, and Deshaun can, like, I don't know,
Be a little Watson-y.
look interested, like look like he wants to be there at all. You know, like it looked like he wants to actually throw the ball to, like, weapons a lot of quarterbacks would kill for. Amari Cooper was 3rd in yards last year, I think, behind Zeke and CD. So come on,
Yep.
Like, Amari Cooper's fucking sick. Like, if Nick Chubb can come back, great. But, like, that running room's
They got
good.
Jerry Jeudy.
Jerry Jeudy. I mean, I think they made improvements across the board. I think, like, some of their line moves I thought were good in the offseason. I think I'm going to give him one more win. I think I'm going to give him 12 wins.
Fuck.
Do you need to take? Do we need to go down?
No. I had them at 9-8. So
I actually had him at
See-
10-7, but then I started talking and thinking about them, and I was like, I'm gonna give him one more.
Okay, I think that they could. I think 11 wins is far more likely than 12, but I also think 9 is in play. So I'm happy with 10-7 if you are.
Okay, 10-7. Okay, yeah, you're right. I got overexcited. Sorry.
You guys are so you're so meet right in the middle on everything. Good for you.
Just wait.
Yeah.
Wait till this one. Just wait till the Steelers. Just wait.
I don't know. Well, we'll see. I think their QB room is set up in a way that I think you could pretty squarely bet Justin Fields is going to see the field by probably week 6, I think.
Yep.
That being said, they drafted some skill positions, and I didn't recognize some of the names, which almost always means when it comes to the Steelers that they're about to be the greatest skill players we've ever seen. I think the Arthur Smith edition is a really positive one. It's one of those, like, you're not a good head coach, but he's always been a good offensive coordinator. And that's just like exactly what the Steelers need. The Matt Canada debacle of last year is over. They had to build a plan while flying it halfway through the season. And I think with Arthur Smith coming in, even though Warren's hurt coming into the season, I think I'm going to give Najee Harris in a real scheme, like, an actual chance. I'm going to give him like a legitimate shot to hit holes that are directly in front of him, which is something I've never seen him do. So we'll see. We'll see on them. The defense is legitimately good. It's legitimately good. It's going to be legitimately.
It got better too. It got better.
It was banged up last year too. Just for the record, with the 10-7 record and a banged up defense, possibly the best pass rusher in the league. I mean, come on. You know, there has to be some sort of anti-Steelers bias going away when you see just the facts on the page in front of you. I'm giving them 2 more wins than last season. I'm giving them 12 wins, 5 losses. And I almost said 13.
Yeah, I know you did. That's good. Okay, so here are the positives for me. I think that this defense that was already good last year got way better. I think the additions of guys like Patrick Queen, Peyton Willis, Deshaun Elliott, Dante Jackson, great. The problem this year could very well be the exact same problem that has been the last 3 years, which is the quarterback play. They could go from a team that could not actually move the ball in the field to a team now that will fumble more than they ever have, or more than they have in the last 10 years. Those are the things I worry about.
Fields and Wilson have a problem with fumbling.
Right. I had them at 8-9 because I still think that Mike Tomlin's going to win 9
predicting
games.
A team gets better, and this is the year that he comes under 500.
I think their offense is going to be the exact same, and I think everyone else in the division got better.
So you agree that Arthur Smith has always been a good offensive coordinator, but their
Yes.
offense is going to be the exact same.
Yes.
Your logic reads like an old Chinese folk tale. It begins in the middle and ends at the beginning. I can't follow you.
I think year 2 of Justin Fields with Arthur Smith would be great. I think he's going to be far and away a better quarterback than he was before. But listen, you have him at 12 wins. I have him at 8. I'm happy to split it at 10. Because they ain't winning 13. You know it.
Let me throw it to the guys. What do you guys think about where we are?
Yeah, please, opponents, help us.
Listen, not at 13. I just I
that's
I got to win 8 games. Honestly, I just think that they're not going to be as good as they've been. Obviously, I think this is the first year that we see Mike Tomlin have a losing record. I think at my season's end, doesn't mean he's going to lose the job. Obviously, but not harsh. I just feel like it's been trending that way the last 4 or 5 years. He's been right in the middle the last 5, 6 years. Like they've been fighting for that 7th seed, and then they get smacked by a 2 seed. So I don't know. I just think, to me, do I believe in Mike Tomlin as a coach? Absolutely. I believe in Justin Fields as a talent. I believe in Russell Wilson to an extent, but obviously that's changed a little bit in recent years. After I was on my high horse a couple years ago. So yeah, I don't know. I just think that too many things have to go right for them in order to win double-digit games. So yeah, I think 8 was respect to Mike Tomlin. It could be worse than that, but I think 8 is respectable because they're going to fight for him. And then, once again, best case scenario, they find a way to win 10, but I would go with 8, 9 at the most.
Yeah, I have 8 and 9, just because of Russell. I mean, if you're banking on Russell Wilson to be your guy, it just doesn't seem like the recipe for success to me. Yeah. And we haven't seen Fields with the real offensive coordinator, but I don't know when they're actually going to bring him in. You know what I mean? I feel like their upside and their ceiling, those 12 wins that you want, is only if Fields starts a quarterback. There's no way Russ is bringing them to that. Not a chance.
All right. Well, Mike, I think that means we have to go with my prediction because these motherfuckers always lose. So we just got to go with the opposite of what they're saying, right? Like that.
We're not going with fucking. We're not going 12-5.
Okay. Can we run through the schedule really fast and I'll find my wins? Can you just pull up the schedule and I'll just find my wins? Because it's not that hard. I'm looking at it now. It's not. And I'm not even going to be a dick about it like you. When you were like the Cowboys win.
Everyone fucking agreed with me, dude.
You think the Bengals would beat the Cowboys this year in that game? We'll see. I mean, yes. I just have a lot of doubt in the Bengals, I guess. Maybe I'm infected with Bengals doubt.
All right, week 1. Falcons.
Win.
Broncos.
Win.
Chargers.
Lose.
Colts.
Win.
Cowboys.
Win.
You fucking dick. Raiders.
Win.
Jets.
Win.
Giants.
Win.
So now they're 7-1. Commanders.
Win.
8-1. Oh. Yeah. Ravens.
Loss.
8-2. Browns.
Loss.
Bengals.
Loss.
Browns. Loss. So we're 8-5. Eagles.
Win.
Ravens.
That's after 4 straight L's. It'd be a hell of a win right there.
Okay. Chiefs.
But I split the Ravens.
Yep.
They
Chiefs.
always split every year. Loss.
Bengals.
Win.
Okay, yeah, so that's 11-6. That's 11-6 then.
I'll take 11-6. Can we do 11-6?
Sure, dude. If you want to lose, let's do 11-6.
Whoa! Jeez! Fuck!
I placate you for one team every year. Last year was the Bears.
That's fine. That's fine. I'll take responsibility for it. If that's the fairness. Like I'll take responsibility for it either way. I agree that the one thing I did agree with was it was tough for me to imagine them winning 13 games. I came down one, and I think that's magnanimous as fuck. Is quite frankly how I agree. But anyway, whatever.